While the Senate continues to sit on legislation that could stiffen background checks on gun purchases, about 250 U.S. mayors have signed a letter demanding them to pass it. This is a response to the recent mass shootings in El Paso, Dayton, and in Gilroy. Several mayors from large California cities have signed on, including L.A., San Francisco, and Sacramento. But is Fresno Mayor Lee Brand's name on it? And Mayor Brand joins me now exclusively. Mayor, how are you?
Great.
Good to see you.
Good to be back.
You guys had a lot to talk about this last week, especially on Thursday. But I want to start with this because, as you know, Fresno now the 5th largest city in the state. Gun violence continues to be a problem. Why haven't you joined this one effort by the U.S. mayors? There's about 250 of them. The LA mayor has signed on, Sacramento mayor, as you know, has signed on, Stockton mayor has signed on, San Francisco. They've all signed on for this nationwide effort to get the Senate to pass background legislation and to stiffen things up a little bit. Where's your stance on this right now, and why haven't you signed on?
Well, first of all, I get stuff all the time from the Conference of Mayors, so it comes through. I think they gave us to September 2nd to respond. Obviously, very important legislation. And I looked at the two bills. One is to close the loophole on gun shows and do a national background search. The other is extend the time. So the question is, have I signed on? Is that a question?
Yeah.
I've signed on.
You have signed on?
Yes.
Did you do that just this week then?
Yes.
Yes. And what led you to do that this week, even though that had already been filtered around?
Well, I wanted time to digest both bills, make sure they were going the direction I want to go. So it gave me the opportunity to thoroughly vet these bills and sign on and make a statement. Okay,
so you've signed on. What exactly do you think will happen now as you team up with these 250 U.S. mayors? Could be more as that deadline nears, as you said.
This really is going to be solved at the federal level. I think the signing of the mayors is sending a message to governors and hopefully to President Trump that we have a major problem in our country that seems to be getting worse, and we need to take a look at all options. And I think these are two reasonable options.
All right, so I want to switch gears now because you were one of the first to congratulate Mike Carbasi on winning the District 2 seat. Unofficially, of course, it's an unofficial victory still. But it seems you have an ally there on the dais now. Do you believe that? Absolutely. I've spoke to Mike at least 3 or 4 times in the last 4 or 5 months. I endorsed him late, but I endorsed him. I think he's a valuable addition to the council. First of all, District 2 needs representation, but I see Mike as a problem solver, as a collaborator, somebody who can hopefully put both sides of the council in the right direction. So I believe he'll be an important person to work with on the council on some many challenges ahead. All right, so we know that coming up in September, and just a few weeks away, you're going to hire a new police chief. Right. Have you narrowed the search down to a few? Yes. Where do we stand with this right now? There's 3 panels of 6 people each. Is roughly half are city people and half are community leaders that were selected based on the diversity of the city of Fresno. So it doesn't get everybody, but they're actually in the process of interviewing people. And we hope to be able to announce the choice by early September, possibly earlier, depending on how we go as far as background check. At the same time, we'll announce the panelists too. What's your influence there, where Chief Dyer will have on this decision? How much influence will he have? Well, Chief Dyer is not on the panel, right? And I know some article I was accused of pre-selecting the person. I don't even know who the people are, so it'll be based on the input I get from the panels, and ultimately the city manager and myself will make that final decision. So Chief Dyer doesn't have a say in the matter, even though he wants to tell me, give me his opinion. He can give me his opinion, but his opinion is just an opinion. The final decision will be made by myself and the city manager. I want to move to this again. A lot happening on City Council on Thursday. One of those was for the first time since 2007, the City Council overrides a veto from you. The last time was Alan Autry was the mayor. City Council shot down retroactive pay for City Hall employees who quit but did their job. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was legislation you implemented and then the City Council approved, and now they veto override your veto in which they were irate to see people getting raises after they leave.
I wrote the original act with Henry T. Perea, the Transparency Act. I made the amendment in I think 2015 or 16 that would require the council to approve bonuses. At that point in time, I believe I was probably exceeding my authority as a council member to tell the city manager, who I believe is vested in the charter, to have that responsibility. So in this case, there was one person that was involved on this retroactive pay. It was basically the supervisor should have given an evaluation, should have been done in April. It was done a couple months late. But it was the principle was more important to me. The principle is that the council is overreaching. It's not that this is not a valid issue. It is a valid issue. But the principle is we work together. And this is typically, I believe, a city manager decision. And, you know, this like it puts us on a slippery slope. So today we're saying the council can approve bonuses. They can approve retroactive raises. They can approve promotions, demotions, transfers. Where does it start? Where does it end? So for me, I had to lose a battle to win the war.
All right. So, I mean, do you see their point, though?
Again, I understand the point. It's the process, and the process is really important. And the principle is important.
Is there a power struggle? You think? Do you think you're micromanaged here?
That is which I believe the voters who voted for the strong mayor form of government in 1996, both in spirit and in the intent, was to have a mayor who basically leads the city. And I think this is an overstep and micromanaging by the council. It doesn't diminish, there's a legitimate issue there, and I was certainly willing to work with the council to find remedies.
All right. Mayor Brand, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
We're also going to have a conversation about, well, the mayor's race shrinking down to 2. You can catch that on Sunday Morning Matters Extra, exclusively on YourCentralValley.com.